The Indianapolis Colts have kicked open the doors of this NFL season with a statement nobody saw coming. A team that was written into the shadows has suddenly forced its way into the spotlight, and the shock isn't built on hype or wishful thinking. It's built on results. Every drive feels like proof of a bigger story, and the question is no longer if the Colts are legit. It's how far this unexpected surge can really go. What makes this rise so fascinating is how quickly the pieces have clicked into place. Jonathan Taylor is once again slicing through defenses, making safeties freeze in place every time he touches the ball. Michael Pittman Jr. has transformed into the anchor of the passing game, pulling extra coverage his way and opening up clean lanes for teammates. Even the young names, Josh Downs finding soft spots in coverage, A.D. Mitchell flashing vertical speed, are stepping into the moment. Add in rookie tight end Tyler Warren, who has become a safety blanket in pressure downs, and an offensive line that's winning battles early in the snap. And suddenly this Colts offense looks like it was built to punish teams in every direction. But the spark behind all of it, the piece that changes the entire identity of this team, is the man under center. Daniel Jones is rewriting his own NFL story in Indianapolis, and every week he looks less like the quarterback people once doubted and more like the centerpiece of a brand new contender. The only question is, how did a player so many had written off become the leader of one of the most balanced offenses in football? This Colts offense doesn't just move the ball, it dictates the game. Motions pull defenders' eyes one way, only for the ball to slice the other direction. Jonathan Taylor forces linebackers to hesitate, which opens space for quick throws that keep the chains moving. Pittman Jr. sets the coverage rules on the outside, turning simple outs and slants into first downs because defenses can't afford to gamble against him. Every drive feels crisp, every snap feels inevitable, and it all starts when the offensive line establishes control up front. And the weapons don't stop there. Downs has become the third down machine, turning narrow windows into chain-moving plays, picking up the seam the next for an easy target. The Colts have built an arsenal that forces defenses into a cruel guessing game. No matter which poison they pick before the snap, there's always another answer waiting to trigger it. That's where Jones comes in, and the surprising part is just how calm, firing on time, and if the throw isn't Jones we're seeing in Indianapolis isn't just different key streak or a hot isn't that he can make the throws. It's that he's making them with such composure. Even when it is open, the ball is out on time. If the window tightens, he resets his feet and keeps the rhythm alive. Squat on Pittman, rush wins, Jones simply takes the lane and turns pressure into a positive play. This isn't about hero ball. It's about stacking smart decisions until the defense cracks. And the proof isn't just on film, it's in the numbers. Jones is carrying an 85 overall grade with an 81.5 passing grade. And here's the kicker. Not a single turnover-worthy play so far. The eye test says at just 5.9%, the best mark in the league, which means even when the pocket collapses, he's not folding. He's flipping broken plays into field position, into points, into wins. And while the quarterback deserves credit, the system around him is maximizing every snap. Shane Steichen has designed an offense that always keeps an answer on the table. On 64.3% of Jones's dropbacks, there are two or more open receivers, a higher rate than any other qualified QB in football. Defenses have tried to blitz him, throwing extra rushers on nearly 10% more snaps than the league average. And he's responded with an 80.9 grade against the blitz and a passer rating of 106. That's not luck, that's process, that's sustainability. And now, with this offensive machine proving it can control games, the spotlight naturally shifts to the other side of the ball. Because if the offense can set the pace and protect the football, the defense has to be ready to match that standard in high-pressure moments. And that's where the next big question lives. Can the Colts defense close the gap and keep pace with their offense's rise? For all the fireworks on offense, there's still one shadow following the Colts into every game: the defense. It hasn't collapsed, but it has left just enough daylight for opponents to hang around. Drives that should stall keep stretching into long possessions. Third downs feel like coin flips. And while the offense is setting a playoff-caliber pace, The defense has to find a way to match that standard when the game tilts late. In the NFL, contenders don't just score, they close. Look closer and the picture sharpens. The interior of the defensive line is carrying a heavy load. DeForest Buckner is commanding double teams on nearly 80% of snaps, while Grover Stewart draws help more than half the time. That's creating opportunities off the edge, but the consistency hasn't been there. Samson Ebukam is still regaining his burst after injury, Kwity Paye flashes but disappears too often, and rookie Laiatu Latu generates pressure without always turning it into drive-killing plays. At linebacker, Zaire Franklin is cleaning up tackles, but coverage windows in the short middle stay wide open. And in the secondary, injuries have forced young corners into the fire, leaving the red zone and 2-minute situations looking far too stressful. This isn't a disaster, it's a gap. But in the NFL, gaps can be the difference between winning 10 games and winning playoff games. And the Colts know if their defense can just catch up to the rhythm of the offense, this team's ceiling changes completely. The good news? The answers may already be inside the building. One of them starts with sharper roll alignment. When Tyquan Lewis rotates in on passing downs, the rush steadies. A speed package with extra juice could shrink the quarterback's clock and mask issues in coverage. And then there's the youth movement, the untapped upside waiting for bigger opportunities. Second-round rookie edge rusher JT Tuimoloau hasn't been fully unleashed yet. But his size and first step have the tools to wreck pockets. Pair that with Latu and the interior duo, and suddenly quarterbacks are facing heat from every direction. And it's not just defense. Tyler Warren, the rookie tight end already carving a role on offense, is tilting third down math and forcing linebackers to hesitate on every snap. Add in A.D. Mitchell, whose flashes as a vertical weapon go back to his 6-catch, 71-yard breakout against the Bills last year, and the Colts have a wave of youth ready to tip the balance. The more these rookies hit, the more balanced and dangerous this team becomes. That's the intrigue. The Colts might not even be showing their full hand yet. The hidden pieces could be the swing factor that transforms them from surprising contender into a team nobody wants to see in January. But what if internal growth isn't enough? That's where the front office comes in. One bold move could reshape the defense overnight. The name floating in the conversation is Trey Hendrickson, a proven edge rusher who knows how to finish plays. Add him to Buckner, Stewart, and Latu, and suddenly every single blocker is under stress. It would punish single blocks, sharpen roll clarity, and give this defense the true closer it's been missing. The decision is as much about timing as talent. Do the Colts strike now, pushing their chips in and declaring themselves win-now contenders? Or do they bet on growth from within, letting Tuimoloau and Latu develop into the long-term solution? It's a balancing act, future versus present. But either way, this isn't a team sitting back anymore. They're in the mix, and every move from here on out signals how seriously they're chasing the AFC crown. And that brings us to the ultimate question. What kind of contender do you believe these Colts can be? The Colts story is no longer about survival. It's about ambition. Daniel Jones has stabilized an offense that looks playoff ready. Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman Jr. are weapons defenses can't neutralize. The line is holding strong, the rookies are flashing, and Shane Steichen is steering the ship with a system that maximizes every snap. Now, the defense stands at the crossroads. If the young pass rushers and new role adjustments close the gap, this team doesn't just sneak into the playoffs, they arrive as a real threat. If the front office makes the bold addition, they could tilt the balance of power in the AFC. Either way, the Colts have planted themselves firmly in the conversation. So here's the question for you. Would you double down on the youth movement and let Tuimoloau and Latu grow into stars? Or would you make the bold veteran move and add a closer like Hendrickson? Do the Colts already have enough to climb into the AFC's elite? Or does one final piece unlock their full potential? Drop your thoughts in the comments, share this with a Colts fan who needs to hear it, and hit that subscribe button so you're here when the next chapter of this Colts story unfolds. Because if this surge is real and the numbers say it is, the best part of the ride is still ahead.